I'm here today with John Fiacco. John is our National Recruiting and Training Programs Manager. And recently we've just gotten really inspired thinking about this time of year, thinking about how hard people have worked this year, and the transition into Campaign 3. And we're going to begin something brand new. We decided to innovate something, offer something to the field, and it came up, as part of one of our weekly meetings. So, John, thank you for the tremendous work you're doing to support so many people out there through field visits, examining day-to-day operations in the district office, and really bringing to light some of the best practices and insight from many years as a district manager. In fact, one of our few Hall of Fame district managers. And so grateful to have you on our team, bringing your insight and wisdom. Do you want to share with everybody the idea and what we're going to do, how we're going to do it? Just some thoughts around that.
Yeah, thanks. So the idea comes from the fall time. And as John mentioned, I was a DM. It was right around about 10 years. And one of the things I was never able to accomplish was attending President's Banquet. And every fall, sometimes before the fall even started, I had counted myself out of it. And there was a lot of years that I was right in it. And I just never was able to follow through. So working with John here, and one of the things that excited me was having the ability to spread some information, some knowledge, but not from my perspective, because one, I never hit it, but two, how could we get people from the field who have done it for years, years in and year out, and be able to just spread some fundamental basics that how they could, make their business better while hitting P-Banquet. And I think that if we have the ability to spread some nuggets, some techniques, some information, some inspiration throughout this time, I think that, the overall goal is not just to get more people to President's Banquet, but it's to make their businesses flourishing, and then also hitting President's Banquet as a byproduct.
Yeah, I love the idea. So share with everybody what we're going to do. An email went out to everybody so they may have it, but just talk through the way we're going to accomplish that just for a moment.
Yeah, so using a platform, and instead of having a bunch of individual interviews and then recording that information out individually, we decided that once a week on Tuesdays at noon Eastern Standard Time, we're going to select one participant that's been just very successful in the business, that has hit President's Banquet numerous times, just really has an understanding of what we do. And there's going to be about a 25 to 30-minute interview with them one-on-one. Sometimes it's going to be a live feed where we have ability of people joining in, and there's going to be some time for Q&A on some of the calls. And other times, just due to traveling and people's schedules, it will be a pre-recorded time that we do it prior to it, and then we upload it so people can definitely watch if it's not exactly at noon on Tuesdays. The people who are going to pick, it's going to be whether choice of persons asking to be on, or it's going to be reaching out to them specifically. Just we're trying to pick the best brains of the business to be able to bring it to you and be able to share some techniques and, like I said earlier, some inspiration along the way.
Yeah, and we really sourced this on the email. We asked for people that were interested, and we even had on an RM call today. Some of the Vector East RMs shared insights of who would be great. And an example was one individual who last fall just launched 3 to 5 people a week and kind of chipped along and never had a huge breakout week. So it is true. We might feature people that have won it 10 times. We might feature someone who won it last year for the first time. I think what's fun about this is that, to be transparent, we don't know exactly where this is going to go. As far as I know, John, you're not a professional podcast hoster or actor part-time. You look like it. I mean, you really look the part today. Really, really beautiful what you got going there. But we're going to have fun with it. And I think that the spirit is, let's get the family together. Let's have some time. Let's talk about the business. And over time, those topics are fun. So, hey, if you can't make that Tuesday time at noon every week, no problem. We're going to record them, just like we're recording this. So it's a lot of fun. John, what else are we talking about today? I forgot.
The fun thing is that you were able to say it first. It's having fun with this process. This is not supposed to be stiffy. This is not supposed to be overly serious. Obviously, the impact can be tremendous, but it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be just to come together as a group of people working for a common goal, sharing some some insights and just having fun. So yes, I'm not huge in technology. I just got rid of my flip phone and now I'm on to the internet. So I'm pretty positive about that, but having some fun and spreading the good news, in a massive way.
Did you sell the flip phone or did you bury it in the backyard? What was your process?
Stopped working. Yeah, it stopped working.
Yeah. Got it. All right, cool. Well, we're excited to host President's Banquet. I can tell you that, and from our national team.
Yeah. John, could you actually explain what for the attendees? Sometimes I didn't know really what President's Banquet was, and I don't know if I just cut you off if you were going to explain it, but just what is it? Like, what could they look forward to? You've been there numerous times as a winner, but also hosted it for, I don't know, decade plus.
Yeah.
What is it? What could they look forward to? And I'd also like to know, because like I said, I wasn't able to attend that. So paint the picture. What does it look like?
Yeah. First, I'm very used to you cutting me off. I allow people that are smarter and better looking than me to cut me off all the time. So keep it up. Keep up the good work there. If I go off the reservation here, feel free to interrupt me at any time. No, I like that idea. Why don't we share for some people who've been before or never been what to expect this year? I mean, I think the first thing to expect is that everything is super first class. If you've seen the President's Banquet promotional video that Raquel and our team put together, awesome. It's fun. It gives you the visual. But let me walk you through it from the experience as we're planning it. We look and say, what's the best place to have it, the best hotel? What speaks to the caliber of excellence as Bruce and Al host this thing? What screams presidential? Well, you can go to a lot of places in Vegas, but the Wynn and the Encore, it's the premier hotel. When you see those red chandeliers hanging from the ceiling all through the lobby and through the casino, when you see the venues, the restaurants, every room is a suite. I love that you can push the button next to your bed and it just opens the shades out to overlook the Vegas Strip. It's killer. And, it's where people are looking awesome and having an awesome time. It's classy Vegas, and it really lends itself to P-Banquet. In fact, the opening reception we have at a place called La Cave, and if you were there last year, I want to tell you they've opened up a huge outdoor patio that will be exclusively ours this year. And we have a really fun surprise planned for the President's Banquet gift this year. It involves technology, it involves personal choice and selection, and it's going to blow your mind. So in the past, we've done things like giving shoes out and different things and, luggage. People love it. It's great. We're going to do something really cool at that opening reception. So we're going to have an amazing night. Everybody flies in, checks into your room. You get a room credit that you can spend at the resort and the property, just some spending money. That's pretty cool. And I think it's $150 a person just to grab breakfast, grab a snack, use the mini bar, whatever, room service, have fun with it. But that opening reception, we all chill and hang out that night. And the food is great. Many people think it is the President's Banquet themselves. And we're like, no, this is just the warm up. And it's really cool. We take pictures. Everybody hangs out. Next day, then people do what they do that night. A lot of people probably go to bed like 10:30, 11, I would imagine. Get some rest for the next day. A lot of resting. Great place to rest, Las Vegas. I would say that what happens the next day is we're golfing. We're going back to Cascada, which is a premier golf course. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of rain and clouds last year, but people still loved it. It was a massive upgrade from where we've ever been. We found a place that was willing to give us presidential treatment. It was so cool. We walked into the locker rooms for golf, and everybody's name was on their locker. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. We didn't even know they were doing that. That's just super sweet place. So weather's going to be perfect this year, and we're going to crush it. So that's going to be good. If you're not into golf, no big deal. If you are kind of into golf, this is a course you want to play. If you're not, go back and do a spa day. The spa, the place is incredible. And you just kind of enjoy the day at your leisure. But the spa, you get a spa treatment with a little upgrade. People love it. So that's fun. We're going back to Mandalay Bay at the Foundation Room. And if you remember last year, that place was spectacular. We had it all to ourselves. It's a nightclub that's banging, year round. It's cool seeing the lockers that people have, the famous people of what they store in their locker. You can kind of take a peek in, see what they have there. But balconies overlooking the Strip, just beautiful. And again, Alan Bruce just hosts a wonderful event. The Dom Perignon toast, I think, is just a highlight of the event where people are toasting with Dom Perignon. And, all these bells and whistles, I think, really make it special. But really, it's a great way to kick off the year in January. You think about the beginning of the year, just bringing everybody together who really put forth a great effort, starting this week, and into the fall. And so there's a little bit of different qualifications. Canada qualifies September through the end of the year, and the U.S. started this week and goes through the end of November. And we got people already coming out of the gates with some solid qualifying weeks. I think what's exciting is this week there's actually one more week in the contest than last year. So if this first week you didn't get out of the gate strong, the key is to just start building slowly and consistently. It's really possible if you break it down and you think right now, after this week, there's 16 weeks in the contest. Thinking about what's your recruiting target and what is your target for demos in your office. How are you gearing things up? You're going to hear from people a lot more experienced at me in how to win it in the weeks ahead. Some of the people who have shown time and time again that they can. I know a lot of our people are focused on hitting this and being there. It's going to be really exciting. But mostly, in wrapping up, John, I just want to say thank you for holding this space for people every week. I think people knowing that there's a, noon on Tuesday Eastern time, there's going to be a place where the Vector Wall comes together to talk about the business, share ideas, share insights, have a little fun. I think that's cool. We realize not everybody might be able to make it every week, but if you always know it's there, it's a place where your brothers and sisters are going to be hanging out, and we're going to have some fun. So thanks for, again, all the great work you're doing. Excited for the future and working with you to support, helping get some people there. I'm really confident that there'll be some people who hit the trip or hit the contest because of this support and material that we'll excavate from people in the field. So that's fun. John, any last thoughts that you have?
Yeah, a few things. Is David Hasselhoff, is he going to be in the opening ceremony of President's Banquet?
That's to be determined, but I like where you're heading on that. I think that's a powerful question. We're going to take that under advisement.
Okay. With hearing you saying the word banging, is that going to come up more? Are you going to talking like slick and using those words? Will you get to hear the real JK, the real?
Well, I'll tell you, I think that when you think about Vegas, the foundation specifically, as we were leaving there last year, they pumped up the volume as people were coming into the club as we were leaving, and it was banging.
As Al DiLeonardo says, it was lit, right? It was lit.
It was lit. Yeah, I haven't incorporated that into my repertoire of lingo, but there's a possibility I will now that you mention it.
As far as the byproduct going, hey, if we do all this and everything works out well, we get a chance to win President's Banquet. And what would you say to somebody who it's their first year? And again, you've been there numerous times, you've done it, but let's say that President's Banquet isn't really on their forefront. Why would it still be important for them to join the calls, from your perspective? And why would it be beneficial overall?
Yeah, President's Banquet's the backdrop topic, but, it's not really the point. The point is, hey, how can we help people have a better business? How can we help them navigate their daily business and their operations in a way that makes sense? So, having a guy like you who, spent many years running a district office, $10 million in sales, I know you're going to have some insights. I also know your guests are going to have some insights. So President's Banquet is that's the thing we're talking about. But I imagine over time those topics will change and we'll focus on different things. I think the spirit of this is, hey, maybe you had the summer of your dreams, maybe you didn't. I don't know. But regardless, there's always a chance to begin again more intelligently. And I think when we can dig in and retreat and learn and grow, that's really the point. When people ask me why I've spent 30 years here, essentially my thought is I still like that I'm growing and I like who I'm becoming. And I think it's powerful to realize that you can't always measure your growth by CPO or by winning a contest or winning a trip. Hey, it's great to do those things, but that's not really the point. The point is we're here to help people get a great product like Cutco. We're here to help people get a great experience like the Vector experience, and we're to grow ourselves and others. And that's not always with winning a trip, but it can be it almost always happens when we take a step back to try to learn from others. And so that's really the spirit of what we're doing here, I think.
Love it. I just know for new districts as well too, my first year there's double bonus, which is pretty amazing. So there's so many other things out there, whether it's still continuing to go for the trip to the summer, the campaign, or I should say the national trip here in March. And there's just abundance of things you can still continue to shoot for, even if it's not a President's Banquet. But I'm not saying don't go for that. Taking 16 weeks and dividing it equally through 100,000 hours or vice versa, it's $6,200 in new business. So the cool thing is that no matter what territory a person's in, I always liked hearing that being in a smaller area like a Syracuse, doesn't matter where you're competing from, $6,200 in brand new business of Cutco is really, really doable per office, no matter where you're from. So I think that was a pretty cool thing that I remember hearing, and I just wanted to share that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think another thing to keep in mind is in September, we're going to have a push week before SLC. There'll be a 5-week recruiting contest announced. I mean, if there's any time of year where you can really double and triple dip on recognition and reward, it's this time of year. So, you probably know for SLC, the push week is new business and FSM business. So there's different categories. Same with the recruiting contest. So it really is a time, if you're ready to begin again, to really dig in and make a name for yourself and make a mark. And there will be people at President's Banquet who Al and Bruce say, hey, wow, you sold more this fall than you did this summer. That happens every time. And there will be people who maybe didn't have the summer they want, but they had a great year. I mean, when I look at some of the standings from last year, the top person did $255,000 in new business. I think that's powerful when you think about that. And so the potential's there, and it's in all of us. We just have to find the way to unlock it, and we want to help you do that. So again, John, thank you. That's all I got for today. I'm feeling pretty good, and
that's it. Yeah.
Everybody, a lot of success as we build towards something great here.
Love it. Well, thank you, Mr. King. Looking forward to our future endeavors, and look forward to talking to you guys as well soon. All right, we good? Bye-bye.